Greetings to readers, viewers, and listeners, and welcome to this next edition of a relatively new segment here on the Autistic Super Channel called The Power of the Prompt. Um, for those of you who may not know, this is relatively recent here on the Autistic Super Channel, but what it is that WordPress is what the Autistic Super Blog is part of, gives us prompts from time to time and asks us to articulate the best we can what we feel about a certain subject or the prompt that they're giving us, and they want us to interpret it to the best of our abilities. This one is a little tough for me, I guess, because the question in the prompted question is, how do you know when it's time to unplug? What do you do to make it happen? I guess I do so. I mean, it's hard for me to do. I don't know. I don't really know how to unplug, I guess, because as an autistic individual, I'm trying to block out the world and try and just relax when I'm not on my when I'm not on my job or not doing something else. I just want to be able to focus on the task at hand. Um, that being said, my time of autistic burnout has made me realize that there are times when I do need to unplug. Like I do need to just relax. Um, it's one of the reasons why I want to do these videos now because I want to I want to take some time off for a vacation, and sometimes I know the times I want to take off, but I don't want to leave myself too short because I don't want to go over my limit and basically have some people say you can't take this time off, you can take that off. Just my way of kind of giving time to myself. Like I guess if you look at it unplugging from that from that side of the board, I absolutely know when it's time to unplug. I guess I had a bit of a problem when it came to my autistic burnout, when it came to the fatigue of work and the fatigue of always being there um, for others. Um, I I feel like I don't know how to unplug. I don't know when it's time for me to unplug, but if you were changing to relax, definitely 2 years ago was my biggest wake up call when it came to my needing to unplug or needing to distance myself from all the things that are going on in my life. And what do I do to make it happen? Well, I just take the time off that I have or take the days off that I have and try and make them work to the best of my ability. Sometimes that may mean just a nice drive, just a nice drive listening to podcasts I always talk about, and just listening to music that I really like. And even though it's hard for me, I try not to think of time. I try not to, but it is very hard for me to do when you're so regimented and rigid and all that stuff that it's kind of hard for me um to not think about time. Um, but I also feel like I have some vacation time coming up. I'm gonna be seeing my dad, my stepmom during that time, and just visiting the artist studio tour, which you might have heard me talk about in the Autistic Super Channel on the Autistic Super blog before. That's gonna be coming later, but I want to be able to make sure that I can relax. I want to be able to make sure that I can take time out more so now more than ever because of how the burnout really got to me. Um, and definitely, I know to take time out when I know it's going to get really busy so that I can just not focus on anything other than relaxing, other than being, other than being, other than unplugging in that way. Just being able to relax in that sense. Um, what would I like to do to make it happen? I mean, I wouldn't mind being in a pool at some point during the summer. I mean, like, I'll give you an example. Like in 2021, I went to the International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and I was able to soak in a pool for the first time in God knows how long. And just being there, just being in the pool, just being able to relax, just being able to unwind was just so amazing for me. It really was. Um, and sometimes the hotels I go to, I want to be able to make sure in the past and the present there's always a pool there, just so I can just dive in when I need to, explore when I need to, and I'm not on anyone's time. And it's just something that I really find really helpful for me to relax. Um, did, I mean, I don't, I honestly don't know, and maybe I'm wrong about this. If there's an autistic way of going off the grid, I don't know if there is, but I couldn't do it without my phone, without my headphones and all that stuff because without my phone I would probably be useless. Um, Anxious, definitely, but um, I just feel like if I take that time out to relax and unplug, as it were, unofficially, I feel like if I could do something like that, that's all I need to do. So thank you for listening to this edition of the Power of the Prompt. If you like these videos, please check me out on YouTube, here on the Autistic Super Channel, and you can check out all my videos. Not You can check me out on other social media too, like Facebook, X, all that good stuff. And you can check out all my videos on the autisticsuperblog.wordpress.com. Until next time, dear readers and viewers and listeners, stay safe, stay strong, and as always, shine on.